Wow, that shit was trash. The Bob Oxy supposed to be a thing. That's back. $20 at 99. I'm cool with that. Get one of these 99s. I'm cool with that. This is a clipboard. What does that mean? What does that mean? What is this like? Or choose a jump shot? A job? These weak ass jump shots. I'd rather keep Jaws jump shot. Hell nah. What are you doing all that shit? Yeah, we just gonna keep our shit. Fuck out of here.
Here's Kid.
We did come out with a vengeance. I gotta focus because these niggas gonna come out and retake the lead off the bullshit.
Well, who did they give up in the KD trade? They gave up Dylan Brooks. Oh, and Jalen Green. The pick that turned into Kamamalo and Kamamalo. Yes, correct. No, I don't necessarily think so. I think there's some debate on that that I've seen from Rockets fans because I think they're pretty split on this from what I've seen about Jalen Green. And some believe Jalen Green is like this budding superstar. Others think he's this inefficient chucker. Like, there's a very, very big probably more towards the latter. I think he's going to be a good player. I just don't think he's going to be a star player. I think he's got the upside. I think he can very clearly win you games, but he can also very clearly shoot you out of games. And I know that trait will go away just because of his play style. So I think they haven't necessarily done this where they give up too much. I think if you look at it from that perspective, KD was kind of the opportunity that was there for them. They got him on a good contract as well, and they didn't really sacrifice most of the guys they wanted to hold on to. But I do think that if you were to try to make another move from here to add to this roster, especially with keeping KD in tow, you probably would have to give up somebody you want to build around. And that may be Şengün, that may be Thompson, who I doubt, but maybe there's a guy like Reed Shepherd they're pretty high on. Like, you're going to have to probably give up something. That's how.
I think ultimately, if this team wants to contend, they've got to look at things and say, can we play Ahmed Thompson and Alperen Şengün at the same time? And I think the answer is no, because neither guy can shoot right now. So which guy are you going to move on from? I'm going to move on from Şengün, and I like Şengün's game, but I'm going to move on from Şengün, especially if I could package him in a trade for like Giannis or something. I'm now more interested in doing that if I'm the Rockets. And obviously, it wouldn't just be Şengün. You have to package together a lot more. But Ahmed Thompson's shooting can get better. I don't believe Şengün is going to get better as a defender. I don't believe he's going to get faster. And the Lakers just absolutely shredded him defensively whenever they had opportunities to do so. I do think that they need to do something there. Ime Udoka, are you surprised? After, I think JJ Redick, for the bulk of the series, coached circles around him. Are you surprised that they're committing to him?
Yeah, actually a little bit. But if he got swept, I'd have to imagine that they would have pulled the trigger on that. I think Udoka can be the coach. I just think you have to have better assistants around him, better offensive coordinators, etc. I think there are several teams that are trying to do this. We're going to beat you up, play super physical, can't really shoot all that well. Them, some of the teams in the East, and I just don't think that has a very high ceiling in the playoffs. You've got to find a way to get your guys easier buckets. And it's not as simple as we add KD back to the mix. He can do what he wants to do. We add a point guard. They can go out there and be an organizer. Shift these guys, or the shots that they're taking, it's too congested. It's too difficult.
Here's the part that should scare the hell out of Rockets fans. Is I do think when we talk about, first of all, I think there's an explanation for why they believe, or why they're saying, putting out there publicly right now, that they believe they're young for can contend for the next decade. It doesn't help them at all if they go into the summer with the vibe around the team, with the general consensus being that they must change things dramatically. Yeah. That is not a strong bargaining position. They can internally think, yep, these guys are not it. We need to make big moves. Publicly, they should say, we love everyone on our team and we have no intention of trading anybody. Publicly, that needs to be their stance. And it's not going to help them, leverage-wise, to say anything else. However, and so I could just look at this and say, this is them playing the game and playing the game exactly how they should. This right here should scare the hell out of Rockets fans. Internally, this is from the ESPN article, internally, there's a belief that Reed Shepherd has the potential to develop into an all-time great like Steve Nash. What? Why? Why would you ever put something like that out there? That is insane. Even if the most optimistic, high on God knows what person in that organization thinks that is a remote possibility, you would never, don't utter a word of that. To put those kind of expectations on a young player, especially a young player that to this point has shown nothing to make you think that player can be Steve Nash, is absolutely insane. And if that's the kind of decision making, that from Rockets fans' perspective, they should look at that and go, oh, something is flawed. Just like we were talking about to start here, about how if something is broken in an analytics system and it clearly is overrating a specific player relative to another player, you don't look at it and go, oh, well, that player must really be that. You go back and you look at, well, what was the process to get to this output, and you try to tweak things. If you're looking at things and it's telling you your analysis, whether that's your eye test analysis, whether it's digging into advanced analytics, whatever, is telling you that Reed Shepard equals future Steve Nash, something is wrong.
Want to know why I choose Robinhood Gold for managing my money? Check out this APY on uninvested cash. With Robinhood Gold, you get higher rates than without a gold subscription. Ready to level up your investment potential? Subscribe now and make the most of your money with Robinhood Gold.
As soon as you leave the bank and open an extra cash account. Cash account.
Saving money feels right. Just like when things are packed tiny inside. Get auto insurance that fits your budget and your needs. Save up to 10% when you bundle auto and renter's insurance. Anthony Davis is a Washington Wizard, as weird as that is to say, but for how long? I'm Trevor Lane. This is the Basketball Bulletin. Joining me is Donnie Freeman. Donnie, we got to talk about AD. Some of his recent comments here. He speaks fairly highly of the Washington Wizards, but at the same time, throws some doubt on how long he'll actually be with the club.
I mean, he's got some goals that I'm not sure.
First of all, how the fuck would AD? AD's a champion. Why the fuck would he want to be in Washington? He's with Trae Young. Do you see what just happened to Trae Young? Do you think anybody think right now Trae Young is a possible fit for their team? No. It just happened just because I guess he just needs a career. I wouldn't be surprised if Trae Young's out of the league in the next couple of years. It's just that simple. Look what the Hawks are doing right now. But it is showing that they don't have a number one. As good as CJ McCollum is, he's not number one. And as good as Jalen Johnson is, he's not number one.
He can achieve in Washington, certainly anytime soon. So, I mean, he's kind of all over the place.
AD says he wants to win MVP, win Defensive Player of the Year, and win another championship.
Wait, you glossed over the hardest part of all of that is play 20 years.
Oh, what's he at right now?
I think it's like 13. It's not all that hard. But I kind of wonder, like, if his body will hold up for 20 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, Anthony Davis, what is he right now? 33? Yeah, he's 33 going on 53, though. Right? I mean, like, I love AD. It's great. And
sure you do. That sounds like a qualifier.
He is amazing. He's fantastic. But I'm just saying, is he the type of guy that you would say is going to play till he's 40?
I mean,
years.
He's still 6 more years.
Yeah,
Davis is
basically till he's 40.
injuries hasn't been like career ending.
I can see it.
Let's bring him big that he can do.
You know, those
Anthony Davis can play this one season, bro.
You know, 10 minutes a night off the bench. Giannis Haslam at the end. I just don't see him.
Well, that really shines a light on the next couple years here in Washington.
I think Anthony Davis, out of the shit he won right here,
He doesn't have a lot of
I
time.
think he could win.
Well, that's just it. Like, there's not a lot of tread left on the
I
tires.
think he could win an MVP. If he stays in Washington and he gets them to like one seed, that'd be
Defensive Player of the Year.
defense player of the year. He can win it all too.
Now, that
Did he
goes
tell
to
him
Lakers
to win
players
for
for that, but I thought
Anthony
he should
Davis
have won it.
hands down the best defensive player in the league.
Particular when he
But he's
played
out.
more minutes, but during
Is that
he played more games. I
He
didn't like
better
that
than
one.
going win
But I thought he should have won
because
it.
Anthony Davis going was fuck. He could go
Defensive Player of the
far
Year, that
well.
comes
He
down
just got to
to
sit in the motherfucking lane.
Wemby to get hurt.
Wemby could
That's
probably
the
go
only shot he
probably
had.
like three
And then,
this
I
time.
think he's got to get to a winning team if he wants to accomplish that.
I
Obviously,
think
he
he
wants
could
to
guard Jamal Murray.
to win MVP, to win Defensive Player of the Year.
He did get a
He's got to get to a winning team. And as we're going to see in just a moment, he's pretty blunt about the Wizards are not that.
Yeah, these are individual awards, but they're really not. Like, you got
That's how I
to
see
be
you
in a
getting
situation to even qualify for these awards, right?
Only
So for
that,
him,
only thing to get
I
that.
don't see it happening. That year you mentioned where Jaren Jackson won it, AD was a monster. I think he was holding, when he contested, I think he was holding opponents like 20% less percentage. Like, it was pretty crazy in the playoffs, especially. It's not a playoff award, but that season entirely he anchored the Lakers defense. And that's a deep cut from like a year ago.
As well, I want to get to that in just a moment. Quick shout out to our sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. You guys can check them. His comments really have me questioning whether or not he's actually going to stay with the Washington Wizards. And it's a guy.
It could be impactful for
As well, again,
the over when the season ends and all that stuff. I saw that in Dallas too. But, I mean, they had a 1-year tank, but you know, the tank is finally over.
the Wizards have been taking for quite a while. All right, but take a listen to this from Anthony Davis, because with the stated goals, wants to win MVP, wants to win D-Boy, wants to win a championship, he wants a parade.
And I went
Real, yeah. Listen to this.
How hard is it for a really good player to play for a really bad team?
And that's the thing, right? So I had this, and everybody knows this. I told the owner this, I told GM, everybody, media. Like, when you're looking at the Washington Wizards, right, from the outside looking in, you're like, everybody's right, you know? But when you get into the organization and see how great of an organization it is, like the owner is amazing. Honestly, the city is, DC is amazing. We are a very bad basketball team, for sure. Flip side, I think it's very tough to go from bad team to like a championship contender. It takes time. And that's with anybody. I mean, it could be a team, you know, who just won and just like not good. So it takes time, it takes a couple of years, you know.
How hard?
the right fit for him.
On that. I mean, that's a good little squad though. Alex Sarr, Anthony Davis, Trey Young, Kabali, Trey Johnson, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, Cam Whitmore, Bud Covington. That's their point guard. They starting point guard. But when you besides Trey Young, unless he's gonna start beside Trey Young. Keyshawn George. Oh, these free agents or something? Or is this no? This is squad. Justin Champagne is on this team. Yeah, for sure. Nah. Teams though, you could trade like a D'Lo, a Hardy kid, and like and Whitmore. You gotta keep Sarr. You gotta keep Sarr, Koulibaly, and Currington. These four: Anthony Davis, Trey Young, Sarr, Koulibaly, and Currington. That should be a starting five right there. Trey Young got the one. This nigga Currington at the two. Fucking Bali at the three. AD at the four. Sarr at the five. That should be a starting five right there. It's not a badass starting five because Bud showed you what he can do this year. Trae Young, we know what he about. Alex Sarso do what he can do. Anthony Davis, we know what he about. Koulibaly, we know what he about. So, yeah. That shit was slight, though. A little slight little video about, little Anthony Davis's comments about the Wizards. I thought that nigga was going to ask for a trade. That's why I really... Anyways, just some shit I just was like, let me just react to this shit just because on some slight shit. Anyway, all my political game players, we gotta watch, the call out here. I'm gonna make sure shout out to Antes, it's pop, baby. I'm rocking with you. If you rock with me, reaction to my channel. I'm litty. In my city, I get the biddies. You already know what's next, man. Diddy, shout out to Antes, I'm out, man.
Saving money feels right. Just like when things are packed tightly inside. Get auto insurance that fits your budget and your needs. Save up to 10% when you bundle auto and renter's insurance.
Anthony Davis is a Washington Wizard, as weird as that is to say, but for how long? I'm Trevor Lane, this is the Basketball Bulletin. Joining me is Donnie Freeman. Donnie, we got to talk about AD, some of his recent comments here. He speaks fairly highly of the Washington Wizards, but at the same time, throws some doubt on how long he'll actually be with the club.
I mean, he's got some goals that I'm not sure.
First of all, I don't fuck with AD. AD's a champion. Why the fuck would he want to be in Washington? He's with Trae Young. Do you see what just happened to Trae Young? Do you think anybody think right now Trae Young is a possible fit for their team? No. They just having him just because I guess he just needs a career. I wouldn't be surprised if Trae Young's out of the league in the next couple of years. It's just that simple. Look what the Hawks are doing right now. But it is showing that they don't have a number one. As good as CJ McCollum is, he's not number one. And as good as Jalen Johnson is, he's not number one.
He can achieve. in Washington, certainly anytime soon. So, I mean, he's kind of all over the place with this.
AD says he wants to win MVP, win Defensive Player of the Year, and win another championship.
Wait, you glossed over the hardest part of all of that is playing 20 years.
Well, I mean, he's only 21, so I'm not going to be too hard on him.
I kind of wonder, like, if his body will.
West last night, the Spurs welcomed the Timberwolves to San Antonio for game one of the semifinals, and they also welcomed Anthony Edwards. He joined the team just 9 days after suffering a bone bruise and hyperextension in his knee. Ant-Man played 25 minutes. He dropped 18 points to lead Minnesota to a game one win, 104-102, despite Victor Wembanyama having a triple-double that included 12 blocks, 11 points, and 15 boards. Here was Anthony Edwards with my husband after the game.
Oh, man, I made so many mistakes at the end of the game. I'm disappointed in myself.
How can you be disappointed? We didn't even expect to see you out here tonight. How important was it for you to be available for your guys in game one?
For me, man, 75% of the game for me is my mind. My mind got to be where it needs to be in. In the last 2 minutes of the game, it wasn't. I gave up 2 offensive rebounds, turned the ball over. Yeah, I'll be better.
Obviously, my game wasn't feeling good tonight, and that's where the team is going to look for me. And if I had been better, if the offensive leaders of our team had been better, it would have been different. So basically, everything was different.
Wemby played outstanding, but unfortunately it results in an L. Ant-Man also played outstanding, but in only 25 minutes or in 18 minutes of work, put together some really great stuff. Who was more impressive? What was the bigger story? The play of Ant-Man, or was it Victor Wembanyama? Her?
It was the play of Anthony Edwards. And by the way, let me start off by telling him thank you. As a former player, thank you, because this is what we've been missing. This is what we've been wanting. The bar has been set. This man is out here playing on 2 hurt knees and told the doctors, I ain't hearing what y'all trying to talk about. I'm going out here and I'm going to boot and push the line for his squad. And so when you think about what he done, going out there, he came in off the bench. He was efficient. He was effective. He played with passion. And I'm going to say this. I know I picked the San Antonio Spurs to win the championship. And I'm going to say right now that I was wrong. I was wrong. And I'm going to take all the heat that comes with it because they're not going to win this series. They're not going to win this series. I know when a team has that it factor. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they got that it factor. Those guys are on, I used to call the Miami Heat when they had Jimmy Butler and Bam, and they made their final run, the goons from Dade County. Well, these are the goons from Minnesota. Because they want all the smoke. I don't care if it's chimney smoke, cigarette smoke, or barbecue smoke. They are running to it. They're playing with a certain type of edge. They're playing with a certain type of tenacity. They have a certain type of spirit that's going on through that locker room. And that damn Jaden McDaniels. We have a lot of great and good wing defenders around the league, but he is the best wing defender in the game. Here's what it's going to come down to, and this is why I'm jumping off the porch right now. Y'all can give me all the heat that y'all want. But the guards of the San Antonio Spurs, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, they are going to struggle tremendously in this series because these guys, the wings and the guard play and the defenders that the Minnesota Timberwolves have, especially Jaden McDaniels, they're not backing up. I just feel like that really hurt. Minnesota, they look like they're more solid, and it looks like they're not as specialists in this series. But even in the 2 games that they have against the Spurs, they're getting back. I think it's only the 2-1 in the regular season against the Spurs. They look good. When they lose to the Spurs, here's what I think about them. I think that this is these young girls are not going to be much. We know that. We beat them this year. I don't know who all the win areas and so on and so forth. I'm going back to the Western Conference Finals. This is 2 years in a row already that Ant-Man has been in the Western Conference Finals. And I don't think that he thinks that San Antonio is doomed as Minnesota to take it back. For him to come in the back, coming back like Burke said, was really crazy. And then what you just said, hurt him over here. He disrespected him. You want to see flashes. My name. My name. Just the Rick can't play defense. None Rick can't play defense. I don't get it. Listen, I'm starting to joke around. But the honest with you, I know I'm quote-unquote that's how I was supposed to run out. I believe basketball is just really not when you call them out by name. I hope it doesn't go that way for the start for the Dodgers to take the rest.
I don't think any state would run in the way that you call them out for making the Boston Celtics out here. I don't know what the hell is going on this quarter. But I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone for now, and I'm going to stay on it. Here's the thing I would say. I'm not going to get on this because to be honest with you, we're going before, so it's going to be good. You know, we need to be on this before this. That's number one. Number two, let me say this, y'all.
Sacramento shooting just 38% for this
I'm
game
just
so
not
far.
sure yet. Let me tell you why I'm not sure. We're playing all 12 minutes of the quarter.
Back to Harden.
One of 5 shooters, 3 points. Do we really think that's going to happen? De'Aaron Fox had just as many turnovers. You know, as he did 6. And when we combine, I'm looking at stuff like what the hell is going on here? 1 on 10 to 13 shooting was 20%, all for 12 from 3-point range, and only 1 or 2 from the free throw range. Is that going to happen again? I don't know. Ant-Man is a superstar in this game, and I love him to death. He's my favorite player watching this stuff. I absolutely love Ant-Man. And if he goes for 10 days, I think it's need. They speculating at the very early. He's not going to come back until game 2. He was like, fuck that. I totally agree with talk about that. And I do believe that Minnesota has what it takes to beat them if Ant-Man is going to fit. I do believe that. But the flip side to it is this is the way it hit me last night. Minnesota made me very nervous in terms of them making mistakes late in the fourth quarter.
Kings trail by 11.
Like 7 down, 9 down. And I love this cat, Terry Shannon. I love him. Look, you know, and James McDaniel can ball, and we know that Julius Randle had a strong fourth quarter, and we look at that. You just look at that and the steadiness of that ball that you control the ball, protect the basket, not turn the ball over. Minnesota didn't make me nervous in that regard. So I'm going to get stops against him unless you give him that. That's all I'm saying.
Championships, but you need some bucket.
Nothing about this game is Minnesota. Mike Tyler is doing an outstanding job. I always want to sit back, not only do I watch every game, but I want to do a post-game interview. And I'm watching this Minnesota team come up there with a certain level of confidence. I listen to Terry Shannon talk about it. He talked about how, you know, you can block all the shots, all you know, we don't have to continue to block it through. You can attack the basket, and then, you know, put the bench. He was invited to a lot of black barbecue. He got there, kick back there, and moving together. Well, you don't have to say that way. You can go to regular people play together. And he said, yeah, look, that's going up. Last night, he got called out to the bench and he said, yeah, thank you for the way you got the block and shot the block and shot the ball. It's going to be the underdog. And I tell you right now, if the situation,
Wow, there you go.
I enjoyed what I see, and I'm telling you now you want to get
Why you need to be drunk this?
No, sweet, stop that. Stop.
It's okay, but can you imagine if the Timberwolves team did have Dante DiVincenzo and I over the Timberwolves last night? This probably would have been a little bit more of a wide open game. Also, Wendy put a lot of the blame on himself. I agree with you, Stephen A. Aaron Fox, 10 points, minus 14, over 4, 3. Like, you got it all about it.
Told you first, you said, purchase you saying shit, bro.
Here's Acctivated.
That we might have some fireworks in the I think I'm going to be able to participate. You know, the KW has some tapes today that eventually will take. I think I'm going to some tapes that might enrage Blue. I was going to buy after because usually don't want to get into it. I'm like, hey, if Blue comes after you, do you go for my backup or do you just go for the show? We'll see. He said, I'll take you to the show. I'm just going to walk out and do it. I into it. So stay see. There might be fireworks. If it comes from the Tigers, it's going to be we start at the end of the day and go to Julius Randle. It's still a 3-point game. Well, Harper comes down the ball. He put it right in your man. No, not. He passes it back to Dylan Harper. He gives it to the show. Who misses it? I mean, it wouldn't be live. He's a great three-point shooter. Don't get wrong. You know, people have considered better than Team Elijah. The day after he blocks a dozen shots. Wait, that's anyone they're on offense. What is the most exciting thing about Prize Picks? Winning money and getting it instantly fast. Prize Picks, bro, it's like having your grandma at home. Sometimes you're going to make you mad, but most of the time you're always going to enjoy it. Would you consider yourself a more person or a less person? I probably say more. I usually always go more. Because sometimes you got to go less. You can't go more everything. Who makes the better things attitude to you? He knows. He already knows. Everybody's in the ground. He's the 3 out of 4 guy. Let's play. Someone new to Prize Picks. What would you say to the children? Good, bro. Download Prize Picks when you play the first $5, get $50.
For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Alan LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.
It's Friday night, and I feel alright.